Good afternoon and welcome to our 10th ABHIDHAMMA class in the second cycle. And as always, we have our esteemed teacher, Most Venerable Bulwala Ratana Siritero, to deliver the ABHIDHAMMA lesson today. And it is just 1 minute past the hour and we are ready to start. Over to you, Reverend Sir. You can unmute your microphone and switch on your video. We can start now, Reverend Sir.
Good afternoon. Let's start our Abhidhamma lesson today. We discussed about two ultimate realities, that is consciousness and mental factors. Today we are going to discuss about the consciousness. Today we are going to discuss about the ultimate reality, matter. Today we'll discuss about this ultimate reality, matter, that is, there are 28 material phenomena in the ultimate reality of matter. In this ultimate reality of matter, Buddha investigated being and the universe. Not only the human beings, all the beings in the universe. Buddha did this investigations using his clairvoyant extrasensory perceptions. He had done this investigation for 45 years when he was delivering Dhamma. Scientists also, they investigated being and the universe. They investigated at the very beginning of the universe and the being. But there were so many scientists who investigated being and the universe. But Buddha investigated being and the universe lonely. Scientists investigated being and the universe depending on the former discoveries, former researchers. and form speculations. In tradition to traditions, scientists form that culture by investigating being and the universe. Buddha lonely, he investigated being and the universe. After attaining to the Buddhahood, he presented his ideas by using his clairvoyant extra uh, perceptions. You know, Buddha investigated the being and the universe in Abhidhamma. Buddha included being and the universe in 5 aggregates. In Vibhanga Prakarana, we find Buddha has included being and the universe. Being and the universe in 5 aggregates. Rupa, Vedana, Sanya, Sankara, and Vijnana. The ultimate reality, matter, Rupa, deals with the nature of the being and the universe where they live. In Rupaskanda, the matter aggregate deals that beings and the universe. When we consider about the 4 ultimate realities, consciousness, mental factor, matter, and Nibbana. In Abhidhamma, Buddha investigated these 5 aggregates. Now, think of again consciousness, mental consciousness, mental factor, consciousness and mental factor. Now, these 2 ultimate realities deal with Vedana, Sanya, Sankara, Vijnana. Vedana, feeling. Sanya, perceptions. Sankara, mental formations. Vijnana, consciousness. So these 2 ultimate realities, consciousness and mental factor, deal with the aggregates Vedana, Sanya, Sankara, Vijnana. By studying these 2 ultimate realities, consciousness and mental factor, We studied about Vedana, Sanya, Sankara, Vijnana. Now we are going to study about ultimate reality, the matter, Rupa. That means we are going to study this, the aggregate matter, Rupa. We are going to study aggregate matter. The Buddha has included in the ultimate reality in matter, the being and the universe. He analyzed the being and the universe into 28 material phenomena. Dhamma Sangani, Vibhanga Sangani, and their commentaries. Attasali and Sammu Vinodini. They presented about these 28 material phenomena. So when we are studying about these 28 material phenomena, that is, we are studying about being and the universe. So in Sammoha Vinodini, the commentary for Vibhanga Sangani, has defined what is Rupa, what is matter. According to Sammoha Vinodini, material phenomena is subject to be changed. They are changing because of weather. They are to be changed because of cold, because of heat, because of air. That means these material phenomena are weather bound. Material phenomena are weather bound. And they present us the origin of matter, the causes, what are the reasons for origin of matters. And there are 4 causes to be originated this material phenomena. Karma, consciousness, a season, food. Those are the reasons, causes to for the origin of matter. Karma means in karma, sense sphere wholesome consciousness. You know, there are 8 wholesome consciousness. and there are five fine material consciousness, and there are 12 unwholesome consciousness. Those consciousness can originate matter. Those consciousness originate the material phenomena, and consciousness also can. And seasons, now that is out of the being. When we think of the environment, seasons can origin the material phenomena. You know, in European countries, there are 4 seasons: spring, summer, autumn, and winter. According to the changing of the weather conditions, we can, they create a lot of material phenomena, that is season. And food also can origin material phenomena. Those are the causes that can be origin the 28 material phenomena. And there are some characteristics for this material phenomena. They are non-seasonable, interdependent. They are non-reasonable. There is no reason, special reason for them. And there is the interdependent. These 28 mental phenomena, they are interdependent. They don't survive lonely. They are interdependent. That is one character. And with defilements. So those material phenomena associates defilements. It creates defilement in the mind of the being associate. And they are conditioned. They are conditional. Those are the characteristics of the material phenomena. Now, we can consider about how this material phenomena are changed according to the weather conditions. There are hills. There is a hill called Lokantarika, and this hill does not have soil. There is very cold water, and there is a being called there is a being. They are about 100 kilometers in height. They hang with the rock upside down. Now, their body has been changed according to the weather conditions. So the matter rupa is variable according to the weather conditions. And there is a story in Sammoha Vinodini. 30 bhikkhus were going on Pindapata. They met Peter with a large body, having a large body, near a river. The bhikkhus asked, "Why are you here?" Then the Peter says, "I am thirsty. I want to drink water." Then the bhikkhu says, "Now the river is flowing here. Why don't you drink water?" He said, "According to my body, I can hear the sound of the flowing of water, but I can't take water into my mouth." Then the bhikkhus, what did the bhikkhus do there? They brought water in their bowls and poured into that Peter's mouth. But he could drink only a few drops of water. So that is the reason for the nature of matter, material phenomena. So according to the material phenomena, the shape of the body of the being is to be changed. And these material phenomena are bound to thirsty, hunger. So many Petas in the Petaloka, they suffer from hunger, thirsty. Because of this, the nature of the material phenomena with what their body has been formed. So that is the nature of the material phenomena the Buddha has explained in the commentaries and Dhamma Sangani and Vibhanga Sangani. In Dhamma Sangani, Buddha has explained 28 material phenomena. Those 28 material phenomena can be synthesized into two, the four primary elements, Bhuta Rupa, the four primary elements, Bhuta Rupa, and the other 24 material elements, they are originated because of those four. because of those four, they have been originated. We'll discuss first about these four primary elements, Bhuta Rupa, Patavi, Apo, Tejo, Vayu. Patavi, solidity, solid. Apo, liquid. Tejo, heat. Vayu, air, elements. How can we understand these elements? Why they are known as Bhuta Rupa? That means by combination of these four create miraculous phenomena in the universe. We know there are miraculous phenomena in the world, like the highest mountains, rocks, oceans, forest, so many miraculous phenomena in the universe because they have been originated by combination this Bhuta Rupa, primary elements. So they are called the primary elements. We can't see these primary elements. They are not visible. They are kind of energy, solid, liquid, heat, air element. When we take any object outside in our environment, it contains these four primary elements. When we think of rock, there are solidity, liquidity, heat, and air element. But the proportion is different. When we consider rock, the solidity is in the highest proportion there. The solidity is there in large scale. When we think of the other object, other rough object, when you think of a table, so the proportion, solidity, liquidity, heat, and air elements, all are there, but the proportion, the scale is different. The solidity is there in high scale. That is why such objects are rough. When we think of water, the proportion, there is solidity, liquidity, heat, and air element. Snow, water, and gas. Now, that means there are those elements in one object: solidity, liquidity, heat, and air elements. So When we think of water, the scale of water, there contained liquidity in large scale. That's why it is their characteristics of flowing, apu. And when we think of fire, in fire also there are those 4 primary elements, but heat contained in large scale. When we think of air, there the vayu, air, the movement contained in large scales than other primary elements. I think you can understand now the nature of those 4 primary elements. So those 5 primary elements, they are the causes for origin of the other 24 elements, material phenomena. So you can understand now. So these 4 primary elements are the main reasons of the forming of the being and the world. Then we'll take the other elements of matter. 5 sensitive phenomena. Prasada Rupa. Eye sensitivity, Chakku. Ear sensitivity, Sota. Nose sensitivity, Gana. Tongue sensitivity, Jivha. Body sensitivity, Kaya. Now, we'll take eye sensitivity, Chakku. What is eye sensitivity? Eye sensitivity means it's not a visible phenomena. You know, there is a special part in our eye. It's a sensitive part to take the shadow of the figures outside. It is called the door of eyes, where the contact happens. Eye sensitivity is the place where the contact happens. It is the eye sensitivity. That is a material phenomena. Contact, eye door, and eye consciousness, and the object. By combination of these 3, there happens contact. So contact, the place where the contact happens is here the eye sensitivity. Then the ear sensitivity, Sota, when we consider about sound, object is the sound. Then the ear sensitivity is where the place in the ear where the contact happens. So eye consciousness is there, ear sensitivity is there, and the sound is there, then the contact happen. Then nose sensitivity gone, smell outside there, and nose consciousness is there, then sensitivity, nose sensitivity, where the place those three combines. These three sound, nose consciousness, and nose consciousness, sound, and those three, nose sensitivity, and the combination of those three, there arise contact. The first step of karma, that is the origin of karma. The first step of karma, we studied about that. Then tongue sensitivity, juha, taste is there, and the sensitivity, tongue sensitivity is there, then the contact happens. Then the body sensitivity is there, tangible object is there, then contact happens. And those are the 5 sensitivity phenomena, prasada, rupa. Then we'll come to the Vishaya Rupa. Vishaya Rupa, objective phenomena, Gochara Rupa, Gochara Rupa, visible form, sound, smell. Gochara Rupa. Visible form, Rupa, visible form, Rupa, sound, Shabda, smell, Gandha, taste, rasa. Taste, rasa. Now those are the objective phenomena, Gochara Rupa. So visible form, Rupa. You can understand Rupa is a visible form. Every object which can be seen by us can be known as Rupa, visible form. Because of that visible form, we can see the objects. Because of that sound form, we can hear the sound, the smell, that it is subjected to the faculties. Smell subjected to the nose, in that way taste must be there. Taste, rasa, in that way, those are the objective phenomena. Those objective phenomena, they are subjected to faculties. To have a contact, there must be those objective phenomena. Then sexual phenomena, bhava rupa. There are two bhava rupas, they are called sexual phenomena that decide the femininity and masculinity of the being. Stri bhava, purusa bhava. Sexual phenomena, bhava rupa. Now, you know, according to embryology, when the being is growing as an embryo in the womb of mother, womb of the mother, whether he is a man or woman, it decides the genes X and Y. There are two kinds of genes that decide the that the sexuality of the being, femininity or masculinity. So that is the bhava rupa. You can understand now. Those are called sexual phenomena, the bhava rupa. Then heart phenomena. Heart phenomena, hade rupa. You know about heart. Whole heart is not the hade rupa here. Hade rupa means it's a quantity of pure blood in the heart. There is a certain place in our heart. It contains a quantity of pure blood, where our mind is originated. Our consciousness, our mind is originated there in Hade Rupa. Hade Rupa means it's a place where there is a quantity of pure blood. It is the place by which, from which there arises the consciousness. So when consciousness arises from Hade Rupa, that consciousness is very pure, but after associating with unwholesome mental factors, it will be the spoiled one. It will be the consciousness with defilements. That is the nature of the consciousness. So heart or the Hade Rupa is there in the heart, a certain place where the consciousness is originated. Then the life faculty, life phenomena, Jivit Indriya, life faculty. Jivita Indriya means that is the material phenomena that gives energy to survive the being. By means of this Jivita Indriya, the life faculty, the being can live long because of this life faculty. It's not a visible phenomena. It's a kind of energy, life faculty, jivita indi. It acts as a mental fact also. Here the life faculty it gives some power to survive the other phenomena. And the other 28 phenomena of the being, it gives some energy to survive. That is life faculty. The nutritional phenomena, that is ahara rupa, nutriment, kabalinkakara ahara. So, because of that food, there creates, because of that food, there originates some material phenomena. So, this nutriment or the nutritional phenomenon is a cause to create origin of the material phenomena, nutriments. Ahar, kabalinkakar ahar means that is that you, the food that you divides into small parts and eat, like rice, bread, those are called kabalinkakara ahar. Not only kabalinkakara ahara, that here nutriment means there are other kinds of nutriment also. So all those nutriment, the nutritional phenomena, they help to originate or to be born other material elements. Then limiting phenomena, that is limiting phenomena is a space. Now, between two material elements, there is a space. That is the space element, akasa dhatu. Now think of our body. Inside our body, there are so many spaces between faculties, between bonds. There are so many spaces. That is called the space element, akasa dhatu. When we think of the body, it is like that. When you think of outside in the environment, you can see the space. Now, if we place two objects living room, they are creating space. That is space. So that is the limiting phenomena, space phenomena, akasa dhatu. You can understand inside the being and outside the being. Space is there. it creates because of objects. According to the placement of the object space, we can create a new space there, placing objects in different places. We can create some space. So that is the space element, Akasa Dhatu. Then Vinyati Rupa, Hadev, Vinyati Rupa. There is Vinyati Rupa means communicating phenomena. You know what is communicating? Communicating, we transfer some idea to other person. So Vinyati is the communicating. We pretend we get the other person's know our ideas. We do something by waving our hands. We can communicate the person. So such kind of communicating phenomena, they are known as bodily intimation, kaya vinyati, by waving hands or facial expressions. We can communicate with our face. So that is bodily intimation, kaya vinyati. That skill can be known as that communicating phenomena, bodily intimations. Now, think of that drama called miming drama, without talking, without speaking. By actions, they give some ideas to the audience. That is vinyati, kaya vinyati. That is kaya vinyati. And some sportsmen and the persons who engage in gymnastics, so they use this bodily intimations. They train their bodily intimations, kaya vinyati. So this is the bodily intimations. Then the vocal intimation, vachi vinyati. By speaking, we communicate. By speaking, we give some ideas. We express some ideas. That is vocal intimation. You can understand it. Changing the tone of the speech, we can give some ideas. So, vachi vinyati. Some person, they can change to convey meaning, their speech, the tone of their speech. If it is a satire, they use the satirical tone. In that way, the vocal intimation is there. Because of that vocal intimation, they do those things, vocal intimation. Then mutable phenomena, vikara rupa. Vikara rupa means those phenomena creates different shapes. Because of that mutable phenomena, people can create different shapes in objects. One is lightness. That is a material phenomena, lightness. Because of lightness, the person can create different shapes because of that lightness. Malleability. Now, because of malleability, gold smith, he can produce so many jewelries with different designs because of malleability. So malleability is there. Because of that malleability, they can create. Now think of iron smith. He produced different weapons, tools because of that malleability. And that weldiness is also same. Because of that weldiness, person can produce so many objects to be used in different purposes, weldiness. In that way, the Buddha has explained those. Buddha has explained those 28 elements of matter to describe the nature of the universe and the being. Then there are another 3 elements. Lakkana Rupa. They are called Lakkana Rupa, characteristic of matter. Characteristic of matter. Upadi, Santati, Jarata, Anityata. Upadi means the productions. Now, when we think of the object, there is origin, that is productions. There is an origin of the object, that is called productions. And continuity is there, santati. It is continuity, it is continuing, it is ever going. Now think of river, it is ever going. Think of a waterfall, it is ever going. Think of our body, it is ever going. It is continuity there, it is ever going. That is the characteristic of our body or the material phenomena. Continuity is there. Because of that continuity, we survive for some years. We can live for some years because of this continuity, because of that material phenomena, continuity. Anityata, another characteristic is in the object, decay. Decay, you know, it is fading and eradicating, decaying. Now the young person becomes old person because of that decay. And impermanence is another character is impermanence. They are not permanent. They are subjected to decay, you know. All are conditional things, objects. that is the characteristic of the object. It is impermanence is also one of the material phenomena Buddha describes. So in that, in aggregate of matter, Buddha described or analyzed the nature of the being and the universe where he lived. I think the time is up now. Let me stop my Abhidhamma lesson today. And thank you very much for listening to me. Blessing of the triple gems be showered upon you.
Much merit to you, Reverend Sir, and much merit to our Dhamma listeners. If you do have any questions to ask from what we learned today, you are welcome to either post your question on chat here or unmute your microphone and voice your question. Reverend Sir, there was a question on our Google form last week. And the question was sent to us by Mr. Vasudevan Nadakrishnan. I think this is on Atma. I know that in Buddhism we learn that we have no soul. The question is, what is the concept of Jivatma and Paratma, Paramatma by Lord Sri Buddha?
Jivatma
Jivatma and Paramatma. I'm thinking this might be a Hinduism question. So maybe we can just clarify that the concept of anatma for us.
Jivatma and Paramatma. Now in Buddhism, in Tilakkana, we emphasize about Anicca, Dukkha, Anatma. Anicca is impermanence, Dukkha, suffering, unsatisfactory, and non-soul, Anatma. So there is no soul according to Buddhism. The soul in the sense, it's a permanent element inside our body which has faculties which can sense and which can govern the body according to the Brahmanism, Upanishad thinking. That is the Atman, Paramatman, Jivatman. They say in that way, there is soul which has faculties and which can control our body, our mind and all that. It is permanent. Then when the person dies, this soul without change, it is transmigrate to other world. That is, they call the Paramatman and Jivatman. They transmigrate to other world. But Buddha denied that soul. Buddha said, nothing is there, such a permanent soul, Jivatman or Paramatman. There is no soul. Buddha explained in his non-soul theory and in the dependent origination also, Buddha has explained, there is no soul. So that the concept of soul comes from Upanishad philosophy. I think from Hinduism also, and Jainism also, they talk about permanent soul.
Thank you, Reverend Sir. Do we have any further questions from our listeners, Tamil listeners? You're welcome to ask your questions. Oh, yeah. You can simply unmute your microphone and speak, or send the question in the chat box. Or if you think of a question later on, you can always send the question to us through a Google form that you can scan using the QR code that appears here, or the link which I would have shared on the social media apps. If there are no questions, then we can wrap up the session. Reverend Sir, shall I?
Yes, it's all right now.
Okay. So once again, I convey our gratitude on behalf of all of us Dhamma listeners to our esteemed teacher, Most Venerable Bulwala Ratana Siritero. Much merit to you. And also we must always remember our Bante Prashil Ratana Gautam, director and founder of the Sangakaya Foundation, who is hosting these Zoom sessions for Abhidhamma classes on Saturdays and the Sutta classes on Fridays. So much merit to Bante Prashil as well. So we will, I said the next class will be in 2 weeks' time. So that would be the final session. I think we will be talking about the ultimate reality of Nibbana in our final session. And I hope we will all meet again. So stay safe, have a good weekend, and have a wonderful week ahead. Thank you very much. I'm ending the session now, Reverend Sir.
Okay.